Hey, what is up, guys? Flex Media here, bringing you yet another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Now, your boy was not lucky in pulling Bardock. I did, however, manage to pull 2 copies of Raditz, and he's pretty good. I'm honestly like, I looked at his card and I'm like, oh, okay, he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good for Super Battle Road, but I really had truly no idea how good he was. So the boy DBZ Blaze, always big shout out to DBZ Blaze. He was trying to bolster my spirits a bit because he, if you didn't watch our collab summons, well, let's just say it was kind of one-sided luck. But regardless, I'm happy, he pulled all the units he wanted and such. But he was telling me, he's like, bro, you pulled Raditz. Like, do not underestimate him. He's fun to use. You're gonna love him, and I surely agree with that. Now, what I do want to do, we are going to go over, like, the rest of the team, but we got the rotation we wanted right off the bat, and we are primarily going to focus in on Raditz. So there he is at 1.18 million. Now, that might not seem very impressive, but let's kind of go over the rest of the passive. There's the additional. He, of course, on his super attack, number 1, he's going to stack attack, and that is an infinite stack of attack. So, Legendary Goku and Infinite Dragon Ball, etc., etc. He's going to be good. He's going to be able to get to very, very high damage numbers. And then he also has a high chance, or a 50% chance, to stun the enemy on his super attack. So he's one of these units, I maintain that any unit that can stun at least has a decent chance to stun is going to remain relevant in this game for a very, very long time. And it's specifically for Super Battle Road. So and that goes for, honestly, any single unit, short of maybe rare units or something like that. But any unit that can stun is going to be very good in this mode. And you're going to see why here, because we have actually, except for the leaders of this team, all of our units stun. So it's, we're able to do this thing where, like, we can keep the opponent stun locked for, like, the entire fight. We do get pretty lucky with the stuns, especially with Raditz, dude. But let's kind of go over the passive of Raditz and why he's so dominant in Super Battle Road. He's truly, like, he's kind of built for Super Battle Road, to be honest. But his passive, so right off the rip, he is attack and defense 100%, which is, like, pretty standard of a banner unit, but that's not what's even impressive. So it's good, but not impressive. So let's go on to the rest. So he's going to get Ki +1 and an additional attack and defense 100% when you're facing one enemy. So now you do see that a few different times during this event, but primarily it's going to be the second part of his passive that kicks in. So the second part of his passive applies to when there are 2 or more enemies, i.e., like, almost every stage of Super Battle Road. We did get a Turles transformation, by the way, which is not a bad thing in Super Battle Road. It's kind of shitty when you're doing a showcase and you're like, oh man, 40% in 3 Ki, and then it's like, oh, but he transformed. So, but it's fine in Super Battle Road. Turles gets a high chance to stun. He's, like, greatly lowering the enemy defense and stuff like that. So, but anyway, the second part of Raditz's passive is 2 or more enemies. So he's going to get Ki +2, and then he's going to get a guaranteed stun. That is a guaranteed 100% chance to stun. Now, that does, of course, that is in his passive. So you have the chance. You're going to always, no matter what, get a 1-turn stun. But, with that high chance to stun from his super attack and him giving himself Ki 2, he's essentially auto-supering, and if you have him linked up with Turles, as we do here, Ki is never, ever, ever going to be an issue for this dude. Not really. Particularly like in Super Battle Road. So, linked up with Turles, he's getting prepared for battle, and other links as well, but specifically he's getting prepared for battle, and then 3 Ki and 40%, so, but guys, that guaranteed stun from his passive is insane. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there are, a few units in the game that guarantee stun, but very, very few like this. Like, you've got, obviously, like, Jocko Chaozu and stuff. And then you've got, like, Int Mai. Like, she's got, like, a good chance from her passive, and she's got, like, a high chance. She might have a great chance from her super attack, but, like, this guaranteed stun is just crazy, especially for something like Super Battle Road. And then on top of that, so again, when you're facing 2 or more enemies, he's getting 50% damage reduction. So when you're, just to kind of put it in perspective, when you're up against 1 enemy, you're getting key 1, attack and defense 200% essentially. So like, I don't know exactly how the math works out, because you're getting an additional attack and defense 100%, so it usually equates out to a little more. So we'll just say, for sake of argument, 200% attack and defense, maybe a little more, when you're up against 1 enemy. And then when you're up against 2 or more enemies, your attack and defense 100%, key 2, and then 50% damage reduction. Dude, 100% defense and 50% damage reduction, you are not taking a ton of damage, man. And then again, you combine that with that ability to stun, so you've got this defensive wall, at your midst, and then he can also do this this guaranteed stun. I cannot tell you. Like I said, like in theory, I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna be a really solid card for Super Battle Road, and then in practice, it's like, oh my god, he's a god in Super Battle Road. So let's kind of just like see what he's made of here. So like, this is not going to be a super impressive attack stat or anything like that, but in Super Battle Road, why we're bringing him is his ability to be a defensive wall, which I wish, sort of like in hindsight after running this event, I wish I would have trusted him a little bit more on defense. Because watch this. So like on this super attack, he's about to get super attacked, I do believe, by Gohan, and he takes no damage. He takes double-digit damage. So he's going to take double digits no matter what. We obviously have a defensive item active. Yeah, 72 damage. In Super Battle Road, in pure Saiyan Super Battle Road, excuse me? So it's just crazy. It really is. And then there's either the guaranteed stun or it's the 2-turn stun. It's hard to say because we have so many stunners on the team as well. So if you get him on a team similar to this, so like Gotenks right now is guaranteed stun for all of this turn and then the remainder of next turn. At the very least, from the hands of Turles, right? So Turles has got that high chance to stun. Turles is honestly going to be probably his #1 Lincoln buddy, especially like in Super Battle Road. Now, in Legendary Goku, Turles is not super viable. I mean, if you've got him rainbowed, I mean, you can probably make it work if you float him off, but you'll have to float him and Raditz off. Because obviously, TEQ Raditz is not going to perform very well against Int UI Goku. And remembering that Int UI Goku is only 1 enemy, so he's not getting that damage reduction from his passive. So it's just one of those things, right? So it could work, but in the Legendary Goku event, I would link him up with the free-to-play Cumber. So they're going to share Prepared for Battle, and then they're also going to share Brutal Beatdown. So no Fierce Battle, but here's the thing. So you're essentially, most of the time, you're going to be getting Fierce Battle from that 3rd unit in the rotation, right? So whatever floating unit you have, you're going to be getting Fierce Battle, unless you're Jay Fanter, of course. But because Raditz, if you're playing free-to-play Cumber, you're always going to want him in the first slot because he gets a lot of stuff from his passive. A lot of his passive kicks in after he attacks and then after he gets attacked. So pretty soon here, you're going to see it switch over. We did get the stun there, so now everyone is stun locked currently. And again, I'm having a hard time telling, like, who's getting stunned from what there. Gotenks just got stunned for 2 turns again, at the very least from Turles, so. But Turles and Raditz, man, honestly, they are like, again, in Super Battle Road, they are like peanut butter and jelly. They're giving one another so much. So between the two of them, they're sharing Saiyan Warrior Race, which isn't much. I mean, it's plus 700 attack. But then they're also giving Brutal Beatdown, and then Fierce Battle, and Prepared for Battle. And then, of course, Turles with his massive attack, support. He's giving him 40% and 3 keys. So, between the two of them, they're going to be auto-supering and doing lots and lots of damage. And then remember, they both stun. So before Turles transforms, he's got this medium chance to stun. And then after he transforms, he's got a high chance to stun. So they're going to link together very, very well. So, essentially Turles is giving him 65% attack, and then 5 ki, you know, and then I guess you could kind of say it the other way around, but really, you know, I mean, we're focusing primarily on Raditz today, right? So and here's another thing. So I do want to just point out, so right now I don't recall if Turles is transformed or not, so I guess we shall see. Let's see. So he is not transformed. Okay, so this is a good chance to kind of showcase, you know, sort of the other side of Raditz here. So Raditz, again, we mentioned earlier, right now, for sake of argument, we're going to say he's getting 200% attack and defense and then 1 ki. And then from Turles, he's getting this, you know, crazy support type passive. So essentially 1.8 million. Yeah, I think he stacked up his attack a couple times. So, and then remember that we do have Evolution Blue Vegeta as one of the leaders, so we are missing out on just a little bit of attack, but we sacrificed some attack for some defense, you know, which is okay. In Super Battle Road, in these very short events, I am starting to lean towards defense being more important than more HP. Ideally, you want it all, right? You know, you just, at some points, you got to take your pick. And they have yet to release a 170% all the way around. Well, not even. Okay, so they haven't released a 170% attack leader for the Pure Saiyans team. So we do have a 170 HP in defense in Evolution Blue Vegeta, however. So anyway, guys, I just kind of wanted to point that out. Now, this is a very, very unfortunate situation. What I'm trying to do here is trying to stall the Dokkan attack, but as you can see, what I could have done is broken up my rotation, but if you guys know me and know my channel, like, I am very, very adamant about keeping my rotations, and in the end, I also knew, like, we already weren't working on a no item, like, I had already used items, so it wasn't too big of a deal, and this rotation I just felt like was too strong to break up, so I was not able to stall the Dokkan attack until the third fight, which ideally you would like to do in Super Battle Road. It's a very, very good strategy to employ if you can. But anyway, guys, I think, you know, you've gotten already a good look at what Raditz is capable of. You know, what he is he's just really, really good at stunning. He's not going to be taking a ton of damage in Super Battle Road either. Especially if you pop an item, dude. If you pop an item, or if you've got an opponent who's like lowering the enemy attack or something of that nature, he's just going to be, you know, just off the chain crazy. And then here he is. He's going to be auto supering right now. The rest of the team, I mentioned early in the video that the rest of the team stuns. I was a little, before I get onto that, I was a little bit afraid. I can't even lie. I was a little bit afraid of Kid Goku, or Goku Jr., the opponent. He can notoriously hit very, very hard. You know, this is actually a pretty tough stage of Super Battle Road, just Pure Saiyans in general. You obviously have to scale the event up for how good the characters you can use are. And obviously Pure Saiyans has one of the most diverse rosters in the game. So... But here we are. We're not going to be taking any damage from the super attack. You know, right now we have 85% damage reduction, so there's no way, right? Yeah, 2,912. The thing is we wouldn't have taken a lot of damage even without the item. So I really could have gone without the item. And then considering, you know, Vegeta Jr. supered us as well, it proved to be kind of, not even really a blunder. It was just like excess items. And then the next rotation is so strong defensively. You know, I guess we can go over the next rotation as well. You know, it just like, I really, really didn't need to use it. I think this team that I have right now, as it sits, I think is very, very possible to do a no item run in Pure Saiyans. I might tweak it just a little tiny bit, but I think this is the team. You know, you've got SS3 Vegeta. I've talked about time and time again. He's just Superman, right? He can do it all. And right now, I targeted, so he's got this. I think he's got a high chance to stun from his super attack. But I did, however, target Kid Goku, or Goku Jr. because he gets a crazy attack buff on his super attack when the opponent is stunned. So that's why it's a good idea to give him additional in the potential system. So always a good idea. So you see his attack stat change throughout the battle based on whether the opponent, you know, is stunned or is not stunned. And then, of course, you know, the other part of that rotation that I did not want to break up, I just decided I wanted 2 over to flash units, and those 2 really seem to fit the bill. You've got Goku, Xeno SS3 Goku. I believe he's attack and defense 100%. He also gets damage reduction on his passive based on how many Dragon Ball Heroes units are on the team. And obviously on this team, we only have 1. So he's only getting 7% damage reduction, but it's still very strong. And what also makes him very strong defensively is he's got his guard active permanently. Any unit that can just have their guard active permanently is always going to be a fantastic choice for Super Battle Road. And then Int Kid Goku. Oh, and then also Xeno SS3 Goku. Yeah, he stuns. he's got a high chance to stun. So, you know, this whole team is just, you know, filled with stunners. So that's why I think it's extremely possible right now to get a no item run. The items I used, I think one of them I legitimately did need to use because we got supered and got hit pretty hard early in the fight. But remember also that Int Kid Goku, so, you know, he's kind of got a sliding scale of how strong he is. So his defense gets higher as our HP gets lower. His attack is higher as our HP is higher. He's got the active skill, which, you know, provides a guaranteed crit. And then the rest of the rotation, you also have a guaranteed crit. So also not a bad idea to give him additionals as well. You know, I think I opted for more crit. I do have 3 dupes in mind from that shit show of a cooler banner. Sorry, and then this one as well. I didn't pull him on this banner, but you can also pull him on this banner as well. But right now, I believe, so like, we don't have Int Kid, or I keep doing it. Int Goku Jr., we do not have him stunned. But the thing is right now, Raditz is about to get a guaranteed stun on him. So there's just, we're not in any danger of taking damage. It's pretty crazy to see this sort of, this event unfold. Just the whole way that he gets this, you know, his passive is just crazy, man. Just this guaranteed crit, or just guaranteed stun, excuse me. So I really, you know, we're wrapping up this video here. You know, he's really good. You know, I don't know how else to say it. I think if you don't pull Bardock, like me, you know, remembering that 8 featured unit banners suck dick. They really suck, and I really wish Bandai would stop it. Just stop with the 8 featured units, because it makes it so, like, if you guys pull him like on your first multi and stuff, you have to understand how insanely lucky you are. Because the difference, like a 1 in 7 chance, it might not seem like a huge difference. Like in the grand scheme, I think it's only like a 4% difference, like 1 in 7, 1 in 8. But dude, it makes a difference when you're pulling units. So think of like pulling like an LF unit versus like in Legends. It's like, isn't it a point? Is it a 0.4 or a 0.2% chance or something? In an LR and Dokkan is a 0.5% chance to pull them just like randomly on a single or something like that. Like in a single, that's what the odds of you pulling an LR is. But it makes a big difference, the 1 in 7 versus 1 in 8, especially if you're only looking for a couple units. But the whole point of me going on that rant was, you know, 1 in 8 featured. If you don't end up pulling Bardock like me, and you pull Raditz, he's a very nice consolation prize. He's really good, especially if you're struggling with Super Battle Road. So obviously, like Extreme Tech, he's going to perform exceptionally well. In those first original stages of Super Battle Road, you're oftentimes, like, I think every single fight has more than one enemy, so you're always going to be getting that damage reduction. You're always going to have this chance to stun. So he's going to be really effective there. And then obviously here, and I believe those are the only 2 Super Battle Roads you can actually run with him, because he's not on Transformation Boost or anything. But slap a like if you enjoyed the video, and then of course consider subscribing if you're new. I'm bringing you content every day. I'll catch you in the next one.